I had zero intention of ever watching The Hunger Games again. I'd seen the first one a long, long time ago. I didn't have anything bad to say about it, but it wasn't for me. However, in my quest to review every feature film featuring the Cheers cast, it occurred to me that Woody Harrelson is in this one, and I think the next three. So I decided it was time to give it another watch. And I'm kind of glad I did. I enjoyed it a lot more than I did the first time. And I think there are two reasons for this. One, my tastes just change. I'd like to think I have a broader taste in films now than I did back in the day. And also, back in the day, I can't remember when I watched it, but it was a long time ago, I was mostly just narrative focused and a little bit character focused, whereas over the years, I've learned to appreciate other aspects of films, the camera work, the lighting, the music, the set designs. It's a much wider experience for me now than just focusing on the narrative, and it really ticked a lot of those boxes. So I'm not going to say I'm now a Hunger Games fan, but it has the potential, because I will, of course, watch at least the next three. I think it's the next three that Woody Harrelson's in. This, of course, was released in 2012. It's directed by Gary Ross, written by Ross, Suzanne Collins, and Billy Ray, based on the books by Suzanne Collins. I've never read The Hunger Games. As much as I liked this film, I doubt I'd ever read them. It's not my kind of thing. And the story itself still isn't really my kind of thing, but I did enjoy it well enough. And this is set in a dystopian world where the capital every year have these Hunger Games where people are made to fight for survival. And at the start of the film, Katniss' sister is actually called forward, and she volunteers instead in her sister's place. They live in District 12, and she is competing in the Hunger Games. It's the 74th annual Hunger Games, I believe. And that's what the film is about. It's about this competition. I use the word competition lightly. It is technically a competition, but it's obviously a lot more brutal than that. And there are obviously many obstacles to overcome. It is a fight for survival. And I will say it's a very, very well written narrative. In general, anything that has the word dystopian in it, I don't care. It's not for me. And I'm not going to say that I enjoyed that part of it, but I enjoyed it more than I thought. I thought it was fascinating, and maybe over time I can start to change my perception on dystopian-based stories. It hasn't happened yet, but we'll see going forward. Maybe that will slowly begin to happen. But the point there is that while the narrative still doesn't completely appeal to me, I enjoyed it more than I did Once Upon a Time. And I do think that it's a very, very well-written story. The pacing is very good. There are a lot of things happening. It's a very fast film. It's quite long as well. It's definitely a very lengthy film at over 2 hours. Do I think it needed to be that length? I don't mind it. I think they could have shaved off a few things here and there, but in general, I think it does need to be at least, I'd say, 2 hours. And it's very rare for me to think any film needs to be 2 hours. But there's a lot going on, and it never felt slow. It never felt like it was dragging. Yes, there were a few things here and there we could have done without, but nothing really that major. So the story, very well handled. Obviously, I can't compare it to the book. I can't say if it's a very close adaptation. I haven't heard anything to the contrary, so I'm going to assume that it is. With regards to the characters, I don't mind them. I don't think I necessarily cared for any of them on any deep level. I didn't want anything bad to happen to Katniss. I realise I haven't gone through the cast list. I'll do that in a second. I didn't want anything bad to happen to Katniss, but I wasn't emotionally connected to the character. But maybe that will change with other characters, and obviously with the next three films, I have no idea what to expect at all. I don't know which characters are going to be involved. I'm clueless, and I'm kind of excited to find out. Katniss is played by Jennifer Lawrence. We also have Josh Hutcherson, Liam Hemsworth, Woody Harrelson, of course, Elizabeth Banks, Stanley Tucci. It's an incredible cast. The performances are brilliant. It seems like it would have been a very, very intense shoot. There's a lot going on. There's obviously a lot of running around, and I can't imagine it was a very relaxing experience. And I'd quite like to see some of the behind the scenes, actually, which is not what I thought I would be saying after watching this. So maybe I'll look out for that. If you're aware of anything interesting that's worth either watching or reading, please feel free to let me know. And visually, it's so impressive. It's very, very impressive. The costumes look great. The lighting's very good. We have a great mix of backdrops of different locations and some really impressive shots of where they stay, where they live. So I have no complaints. And as I said, I didn't think I'd ever watch it again. I didn't hate it the first time I watched it, but it wasn't for me. But thankfully, because of Woody Harrelson, I gave it another go. And I'd say I liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I enjoyed it enough. And I do think it's an impressive film. And I'm maybe slightly looking forward to the second one. At this stage, I don't know if I'm going to go beyond the fourth film. I have no idea how many films there actually are. And I'm only going to be watching the next one because of Woody Harrelson. Would I have watched the next one if he wasn't in it? I might have done, actually. I might have done. So that's a good sign. Either way, looking forward to watching Catching Fire. And for now, I'm pleased to say that The Hunger Games was so much better than I remembered, possibly because my tastes have changed. My appreciation for non-narrative based aspects of film has definitely broadened as well. So I can't complain. I think I'm looking forward to the next one. And for now, I'm pleased to say The Hunger Games was a really good experience. If you've never seen it, I'd say give it a go. You might enjoy it more than you expected to. If you've seen it before and were kind of on the fence, I'd also suggest maybe giving it a second chance because, for me at least, it was definitely a better experience. Ultimately, I came away from The Hunger Games feeling quite satisfied, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next one.